Hello everyone, Mike Arnold here, co-founder of Path Trading Partners along with Bob Icino. So, real quick, we did a lot of talking about aggressive entries on Bitcoins, but you should watch it so you learn a pattern we watch for. That's key. So, same pattern you'll see, but I'm not going to go and repeat the whole discussion in this video. But Ethereum, strong rebound. Let's go through the levels. We had the 915 level clearly hit. Next levels were from the high on the 20th back to the low on the 23rd, which gave us down to 841. And then the next thing was watching for the return to the lows back in January, which was 770. We got down to 768 and then spiked up, returning to the rotation zone and then dropping. Here's the 50% retracement. This one's turned up a bit, but still pretty weak. And again, we talked about the aggressive entry and the conservative entry. The conservative entry would be on a close back above 986. It's not going to give you much room though with the rotation zone. The best thing to happen with this be to pause, then rally back up once the rotation zone falls below 986, and then that would be out of the way. And also, these levels are done. So, is this the capitulation bottom temporarily? We don't know yet. If this gets back through this 849 level, it would not be a good sign for Ethereum. What would be best is if we hold in these areas for it to move sideways, let the 8 come down and then break into the rotation zone. That's what we'll be watching for. Let's check out the daily chart. Daily chart, if we go to new lows below 768, we're now looking at 705 and 643. We're getting a first cross of the daily rotation zone. And we have the hooking over 50 coming in right about 947. So if this does hold and there is an entry, 947 to 954 is going to be a key area to watch for and possibly raise up the stops. And then the next major area, we have a cluster now right above 1,000, 1013 to 1016. I'd really watch the 1,000 mark. And then especially with the declining rotation zone coming in there. So that's what we're looking to do in Ethereum. Switching over to Ripple. So Ripple, we had the, let me zoom out here for a second. We have the GAN box level coming down here. It was a reverse box. Coming down here. Projecting down the 0.7448 and then 0.6397 levels. We got just below that 0.7448 level, spiking down, big reversal bar into rotation zone now, already pulled back that 50%, not a strong turn up. For an aggressive entry, we'd be waiting for a close back above the 8, but the conservative entry would be much better on this with a close back above 9.9670 once the rotation zone gets out of the way. We can also update levels if we go back down. So let me just draw this whole move sell-off, anchor it to this point here. So if I'll zoom out to the daily chart and we'll look at the levels. Right now, this 21 is going to come in with the 37.5% retracement from the highs on the 28th back to the lows on the 2nd. So that's going to be pretty key level. Then if we get above there, we'll watch for the return to the 106. However, let's fine tune this with the daily chart. Daily chart. Let's see, the 8's going to come in unless this rallies quickly, the 8's going to come in and pretty much line up with the 106. Right now it's at 110, but it's going to keep dropping, especially once this closes the day out. So I'd be really watching this 104 to 106 cluster area on the daily if this spike bottom does hold. Next level's down. Oh, that's pretty interesting with the look at this cluster. Let me zoom in on this. Let me move the chart around so we can really see this. So if we do not hold these lows and this level does not hold and we break below this 0.7189, look at this nice little cluster. We have a 0.6330 to 0.6397. We'll be watching for another potential bottom. Remember, bottoms don't have to just be spike lows. They can be the double bottom pattern or they can be a major divergence pattern. Those are the ones we focus on. They can also be in an inverted head and shoulders for a bottoming pattern, which is one we don't talk about. They're not as frequent, but if we do see one, we'll put out a video on it. If that level doesn't hold the 0.6330 level, then we'd be watching for the 0.5 5471, where we also have the rising 200 simple moving average, and right below that we have major 87.5 retracement level. So 5.52 to 5.4 is going to be very key if, again, these levels do not hold. And as I talked about on the Bitcoin level, you don't know if a bottom's going to hold until it starts rallying. That's why if you do get in an aggressive or conservative entry, then you move up your stops as it rallies to these key levels higher, or lock in some profits. So if it's only a temporary bottom, as it gets into the higher rotation zones, like the daily rotation zones, and then rotates back down, you haven't taken a winning position and turned it into the losing position. And if you do an aggressive entry on any of these and it starts breaking down again, especially on a closing basis below the 62.5, you just want to get out and wait for it to form a bigger bottoming pattern. It might come down and form a double bottom and then need to rally up, which is fine. You took a quick little shot, you might take a quick little loss, but it's better than taking a very big loss, because a lot of people get, I'm trying to buy the bottom. Just like in the videos the other day where people were like, why are you waiting for the double bottom to trigger? If it's a potential double bottom, why don't you just buy it now? And we saw none of them triggered. So what good did it do? You would have just ended up with losing more trades. You wait for the patterns to trigger. That's how they become higher probability. That's all I'm going to say on that for today. We'll have more videos coming out in the next couple days covering some other cryptos and follow up on these. And we'll see if these temporary bottoms do hold for now. That's all we have for you. Bye for now.